My name is Giovanna Fulvi. I'm an international programmer with the Toronto International Film Festival, responsible for programming Southeast and East Asian cinema. I'm very pleased to have Chung Mong-Hong here with us today to talk about his latest film, The Falls. Chung Mong-Hong is a well-known director to Toronto audiences, as all of his recent films have been shown at the festival, from Soul in 2013 to Godspeed in 2016. And we also had the privilege of hosting the world premiere of A Son at Tiff 2019. Considered the best film of the year by influential film critic of Variety magazine Peter de Bruges, A Son made the Oscar shortlist for Best International Feature Film this year in 2021. A Son is a film about family dynamics, just like The Falls, which also tackles a complex mother and daughter relationship. So I wanted to ask you what particularly appeals to you about the cinematic potential of family stories.
这个想问您呢，就是您认为这个是什么东西使吸引到您去做关于这个家庭方面的故事的这个电影元素是怎么吸引到你喜欢做这方面的
？Giovanna, I speak Chinese Mandarin.
Yes, okay. We have Ming from
here. 事实上呢，我在拍完《阳光普照》的时候，我对这种家庭电影已经有点开始反胃了。
As a matter of fact, after I finished A Son, I got a little bit tired of this storyline with family stories.
我去年的时候，我听了一个朋友，非常非常久的一个朋友，他从哥斯达黎加回来，然后他跟我讲他女儿的故事，就是他女儿生病，他怎么照顾她，最后面这个女儿呢，因为去 hiking， 然后被水冲走了。
And last year, I met up with a friend, friend from a very long time ago, who just came back from Costa Rica, and he told me a story about his daughter, and told me about the daughter getting sick and taking care of her, and then later on, the daughter was washed away by water.
在 hiking 出去 hiking 的时候
while out hiking.
所以我听到他故事的时候非常感人，因为那个故事呢，他在我面前讲了3个小时，完全都没有停下来。
I thought the story was very, very moving because he told me the story for 3 whole hours without stopping right in front of me.
但是他让我不会想拍这个电影，因为它是一个非常感动，然后非常哀伤的故事。
But that story didn't really lead me to this film because it is a very moving story, but it's a very sad story.
你知道我刚才再说一遍好了，就是他不会让我想拍这个电影，把它完成变成一个电影，然后只是觉得说它就是一个非常悲伤、非常感人的故事而已。
So let me say it again. So the story did not make me want to make that story into a film because the story itself is just a very moving, very sad story.
一直我看到了那个蓝色的房子。
Until I saw that blue building.
那个房子让我非常非常的震惊。我觉得当下在2020年去年那个时候，那个 virus 开始起来的时候，我觉得那个 mask 那个口罩那个东西，把人与人之间的关系隔绝出来了。
That when I saw that building that was covered by the blue tarp, it gave me quite an impact. And it happened in last year, it was 2020. It happened when all the virus thing came out, and we were wearing masks, and I felt that mask had really changed how people relate to each other. It really distanced us.
所以对我来讲，《瀑布》这电影已经不再只是一个家庭电影而已了，它是关系到我们好像去年那种整个生活里面那种被隔离、被压抑，然后被一种势必人与人之间推开的一种关系的那种距离的那种一种非常强烈感受的一种故事的。
So The Falls to me is no longer just a movie about family stories, but also about the atmosphere of last year, the virus that caused us to isolate, to cause us to really distance ourselves from each other.
So actually, my second question was about the script, about how you worked on the script, because The Falls, as you said, takes place in 2020, and I just wanted to know, but I guess you answered already, but still, I mean, if you could elaborate a bit more. I just wanted to know if the idea of making a mother and daughter relationship, a movie about a mother and daughter relationship, came first, or if it was COVID came first, and then it went on to was adapted to incorporate the COVID-19 effects on family. Impact on family relationship, or if COVID itself inspired you to make this film, with COVID, with its new set of rules, such as the lockdowns, the social distancing, wearing the mask. I mean, being not trusting other people, being worried about other people. So I just wanted to tell me how you worked on the script, and how you if you can elaborate a bit more on this topic.
就是您回答了一部分这个问题，关于到就是我下面问的这个问题了，就是我是想问您呢，这个剧本的创作过程呢是怎么样的？就是您是先想写一个母女之间的故事，然后把这个母女之间的故事放在了这个疫情期间这种的状态里面，还是说开始的创作意图就是先想写一个与疫情相关，我们在疫情期间的这种状态、这种隔离呀、这种大家彼此之间的不信任、彼此之间的距离，对别人有一种怀疑和一种距离，是先是由这个开始的，还是说是先是想写母女之间的关系，然后是放在这种状态里面？
在回答问题之前，我先说一遍，我先说一下好了。我这个脚本呢，在写到一半的时候，我就已经决定要放弃了。
Before I answer your question, I want to mention that while I was writing the script, about halfway through it, I was actually thinking about giving it up.
因为刚开始的剧本是妈妈一直在照顾那个小孩子，那个小孩子一直生病到底。然后我写到后来的时候，我干嘛再写一个妈妈照顾小孩的故事呢
？Because the script started with the story was supposed to be the mother taking care of the daughter throughout. So halfway through writing it, I questioned that and said, why do I want a story about a mother taking care of a daughter?
那时候就是很原始的是，我们就是把整个故事放在一个疫情下的台湾，然后想用一个最亲密的家庭关系来反映一个整个时代里面这个疫情的问题，还有人际关系。
So at the time, the idea was just about a family, a very close relationship in the family, and how that is happening in the context of the pandemic.
但是后来我写到一半的时候，我还是没办法接受讲一个 family 的故事，然后是妈妈在照顾女儿的。我觉得这样下去，我预期到故事会怎么样走向。
So while I was writing the script, I couldn't quite accept that that's going to be the story, a story about a mother taking care of the daughter, because I felt that with that story, I could kind of predict how the story is going to progress.
一直到了我去做所谓的填调那种 research， 我去一个所谓的医院做一个填调的时候，我看到了那个豆浆那幅画。
So it's not until I went to do some research, I actually went to the hospital to do some research. And while I was there, I saw that painting, the painting by Degas.
我看到那个豆浆那幅画的时候呢，那幅画的整个就是在那个医院里面，我才发现说，应该不是他妈妈，应该不是女儿生病，应该是妈妈生病才对。所以中间呢，我突然有一个转折，变成事实上前面都是妈妈的幻想，事实上是妈妈生病了，最后是女儿照顾妈妈。
So when I saw that picture, I had this idea. I thought, well, it actually makes sense to have most of the things that happened in the earlier film was actually the illusion of the mother, and is actually the mother who is sick, and is actually the daughter who's taking care of the mother.
我那时候有这个想法的时候呢，那时候我真的蛮开心，而且我很快就把剧本写完了。
So when I had that idea, I actually was quite happy, and I felt that I could then complete my script that way.
And the lead characters of the false mother and daughter are remarkably well written, and their life choices, their interactions, the dialogues are never obvious, never predictable. And at the end of the film, we feel like we really know them intimately. Why did you decide to tell the story about the mother and the daughter, and about two female characters especially, and to tell the story from the female point of view? I believe this is the first time in your career to have such strong female lead in your movies.
就是这两个电影中的这两个主角人物，这个母亲和这个女儿都是写的非常非常好的这两个人物，就是他们两个人的互动，他们两个人的对话，他们两个人之间的关系都是写的非常非常的丰满。那么在看过电影之后呢，就是让观众感到一种就是认识他们两个人，对他们两个人有非常近距离的认识的这么一种感觉。那么您是出于什么缘故想要写这样的母亲，这样的女儿，要写这样的女性角色，而且是出于一个女性的视角去写这个故事？这您以前好像是没有做过这样的，为什么会有这个选择呢？
我在拍完《阳光普照》的时候，我太太曾经告诉我。
When I was doing a son, my wife said to me,
你可以拍部电影，没有帮派的，没有黑社会的，没有人死掉，也没有人流血的，也没有人被砍头或是手不见的。
Could you make a film that doesn't involve gangs, doesn't involve people hacking each other? Someone hacks somebody's head off, hacks somebody's hand off. No blood shed. Could you make a film without those things?
而且很重要，而且是以女性的角色来拍的东西。
And from a female point of view to see the story.
那当然，我刚才开始听的时候，我觉得是个笑话，因为我觉得我们就是一个日常里面笑话。他觉得我只会拍一些男性电影啊 ，gangster movie 啊，然后很暴力啊，或干嘛的。
Of course, when I first heard about that, I mean, my wife is kidding, and it's just a question about, oh, could you ever make a film that is not from a male point of view about gangsters and that kind of thing?
但是我后来想想呢，我就刚说听到我那个朋友讲完那故事以后，我那时候真的决定要拍这个电影的时候，我从来都没有想过我要用男性的角度来讲这个故事啊。而且我希望这个电影子里面呢，男性的戏是非常少的，纯粹用女性的角度，母亲跟女儿之间，因为在我们过去里面，台湾在男人都在外面的，真正看到小孩子成长啊什么，不管都是以妈妈的角度来带小孩子从学校啊出社会啊，都是以妈妈的角度来做这件事情的。
So when I heard of that story from that friend, when I decided I was going to write the story, it seems natural to me is going to from a female point of view, and it also is coincide with the fact that in Taiwan, traditionally, the growing up of the children, the growing up of a child, is most likely more involved with the mother because the father is making a living outside of the family, so outside of the home. So it is that way that a child is brought up is how this child is going through school and later on enter into society is mostly by the care of the mother. So it is natural to have that viewpoint.
而且很重要一点就是说，我自己也有小孩，因为我小孩子也是女儿，所以我从发现里面女孩子那个心思啊，还有她们那种坚强啊，是我们真的非常男生非常难想象的。那我觉得这个东西是，我觉得可以用两个女性来表达那个亲子关系的话，我觉得力量应该是会更强的。
And also now that I have a child who's a daughter, and I get to see how sensitive and yet strong a female viewpoint could be. And I think this is something that worth exploring. And it makes sense to tell the story this way. And it tells the story of how a parent and a child relate to each other.
And then one last question. You usually serve as your own DP under the pseudonym of Nagao Nakashima. Why do you use your real name for the false and reveal the audience that you're actually, in fact, the cinematographer of your films?
您通常是自己做摄影的，这个在做自己影片的摄影的，但是您通常是会用中岛长雄这个名字，但是这一次没有，这一次你是用自己真实名字。为什么这一次决定在这个瀑布里边让观众知道您是这部电影的摄影师的？
曾经有人问过我这个问题，那我都告诉他们说，那个 Nakashima-san 已经因为这次疫情关系，他在日本已经不会再回来了。
Someone had asked me that question before, and my answer was that this Japanese gentleman, Mr. Nagashima, he is in Japan, and because of the pandemic, he's not able to come back.
但是我真的想法是，我在拍完上的时候，阳光普照的时候，我就觉得我是要改变的，因为我觉得改变不是说你的内容要改变而已，我觉得整个拍摄形式完全要把它变得不一样的。所以我这个变化是整个在摄影上是完完全全是跟以前不一样的，整个那个拍摄的方式啊，镜头运用啊，还有甚至那种所谓很不安定感啊，我都慢慢把它做一个很大的改变的。
But actually, what I meant to do was to make some changes. After a son, I decided that I was going to make some changes in how I like to make films. So that's not only what kind of story I wanted to do, but also how I like to film them. And so if you can see the way the film is filmed, the camera angle, the how it's filmed is different from my previous films. So that is sort of reflected the fact that the filming is different.
而且在整个使用的镜头上面也都完全不一样了。然后在镜头上面使用会比较一种很固定的，一个镜头一个镜头慢慢拍，慢慢拍，然后不断的很有耐心的一场戏一场戏，很多镜位一直拍一直拍。我真希望能拍出来这个片子剪出来以后，不是像一个非常 slow pace 的很缓慢的一个文艺电影而已。我希望它是非常非常节奏非常快的。然后它有一些不同的一种影像的一种不同的变化，这样子。
So I actually film it quite differently. I did have a lot of camera that kept filming, but I didn't want the effect to be taken as a slow pace sort of artsy movie. I wanted to have a quick pace viewing experience.
Okay, well, that was the last question. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
for being here with us today. Thank you, Alexandria. We hope we'll be able to see you in person, maybe with your next film.
Very
so
nice.
We'll
see great pleasure.
We will see each other in the Golden Horse. No?
Maybe if I can travel, if I can travel, why not?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'll do the quarantine.
Quarantine. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, nice to see you again, Giovanna.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Thank you. Nice
Thank
seeing
you.
you.
Pleasure
Bye-bye.
seeing you both.
Bye bye, Min Pen. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.